Hi everyone, Brent from MPI. Today we're putting together a video to provide an update on our race sub-assemblies, which you see in front of me here. Today's video, three objectives. Number one, want to give an update on our Gen 3 race sub-assemblies. We have a lot of people that have been waiting very patiently for an update on those, so we're going to do that. I also want to talk about why we did this to begin with. We never really told that story, so I'm going to get into that a little bit. And then briefly just summarize the journey that we've been on from inception to what is now our Gen 3 race sub-assembly. So I'm going to start with what's most important, and that's an update on our Gen 3 race sub-assemblies, which are seen here. Got a 33 spline and a 30 spline. We've been working on this version of the race sub-assemblies now for probably, I'm going to say 6 months. Taking feedback from prior customers and a variety of customers. We've got, people that race a living, what out of their vehicles, autocross, tracks, drag racers, and then just your typical folks that do regular street driving. We've gotten feedback from all categories, and we've applied that feedback to the newest design of our race sub-assembly, which we're really excited to launch. We do have limited stock here, and by limited I mean a handful of pieces. The first production batch is underway. It's going to be completed at the beginning of April, so that's just roughly a couple months from now. We plan to have a lot of these available for you, the enthusiasts, many of which have been waiting for a long time for this update, in the May time frame. So ready for automotive season, cars and coffee, racing on the weekends, whatever that looks like. So that's the brief update there. I'll get into a little bit more of, what are the differences with Gen 3? Why are they better? What did we change? Etc. But right now I want to transition into why MPI did this. So MPI has been a leading bearing provider to the marketplace, various categories, industries, applications for over 40 years. We're bearing experts here. I say that loosely with me involved because we have far more technical people than myself. But we got a great team here that understands bearings, the applications, the design, what they're going to go through out there in the field, whether that's agriculturally related, automotive related, conveying, material handling, etc. Our bearings are in a lot of different industries. And for one of our automotive aftermarket customers, we developed a race sub-assembly for one of their applications. So it's one of the more formidable chassis, suspension, braking companies that does a lot of resto mod work, etc. And we started talking a little bit more, and I thought, man, why can't we develop a race sub-assembly to sell direct to consumer from our website? Historically, there's been very limited options on the marketplace for this product. One or two entities. We'd probably all agree that the pricing of that solution was pretty high and has been for a long time. As time has gone on, availability of that product has gone down. A lot of people out of stock. People like you guys needing product to get onto your car to go to the track, and you can't get it quickly enough. And if you can get it, you're paying too much money for it, in my opinion. Somebody who's had a lot of cars and admittedly put way too much money into my cars. So any way we can lessen that burden, that exposure for our customers, that's one reason why we wanted to do this. So in short, we did some reverse engineering work. We did some competitive, intelligence gathering, but mainly we listened to customers. What are you looking for? What do you need? How to use your vehicle? And we used all that in conjunction with the expertise here to develop our own product. And it is our own product. So many critical to quality characteristics in a bearing of any kind, but especially a race sub-assembly like this with many components. And we did it. This is Gen 1 here. And when we developed this, we took our product, leading product out there in the marketplace, and we did comprehensive life testing and thorough analytics on the components, the materials, and again, the life testing was critical. We did that on site at the manufacturer and even with a third party. Got a very comprehensive report back talking about the design of the products, the differences, and then the performance. And we were very, very happy with those results. Our product was commensurate with the market leader, and we said, okay, we have something here. This is great. So we made product. We started selling the product. We got excellent feedback on the product. You know, the first thing is, you know, it's roughly 50–60% of the cost of what's traditionally been out there. We had it available. Unfortunately, through my network, you know, we had some really credible technical people in the field, both professionally and personally, that got their hands on the product early and tested it on their own vehicles. So, talking about guys that do validation engineer testing for a day job, but on the weekends, you know, they are avid racers of their vehicles, beating the living snot out of their cars on tracks and doing a lot of cycles, a lot of hours, you know, putting their car through the ringer and putting our product through the ringer and giving us feedback. So that's the why of this. And over the last 3 to 4 years, you know, multiple generations, research, development, testing, refinement. We even switched factories from Gen 1 to Gen 2. So pictured in front of you here, in front of me, this is our first race hub assembly, which obviously looks familiar to people. And we sold a lot of those. This is Gen 2 here. So we made some cosmetic aesthetic changes, but the bigger changes were internal to the components, to the materials, everything involved in the design. And now we're looking at Gen 3. So visually the product looks the same, but some of the guts are different. And I'll get into a little bit of the detail on that. So we've been through a journey. We've worked with great people. My appreciation and thanks to those people who have helped us along the way. We've helped them as well, you know, with a lot of product and good feedback. It's just been a good opportunity for not only MPI, but myself personally to do something that we're really passionate about. Create a product that has high demand, that ideally will have realistically high demand for a long time going forward, despite the fact that, you know, the big three are not making a lot of cars like this anymore. And we're offering value to the consumer through a cheaper product, but we're not compromising on quality or performance. So, you know, we're checking a lot of boxes in terms of the product, but for the consumer and selfishly for our company and for me personally, coming from an automotive background and liking to do this stuff in my spare time. So it makes us very happy. It gives us a lot of gratification, and it's been great working with all the people that have helped us out along the way. And talking to them on the phone and going back and forth with emails on how to make the product better. Hey, what are you seeing? Went to the track this weekend, I was there for 6 hours. My car performed beautifully, and a lot of that is due to the product from MPI that we put on our vehicle. So that's felt really good. So that's a little bit about the journey that we've been on. Again, just want to extend our thanks for the patience. It has been a long wait for Gen 3. I've got a long list of people that we need to get back in touch with. And we're going to put the ability for you on our website to get on a waiting list. We'd like you to submit your information and kind of remind us, hey, we're interested in the Gen 3 hub. And we'll get that list created so that when we do get the product or we have confirmed line of sight of when we're physically going to have it available, we will immediately let you know that so you can get an order in or a pre-order. We'll figure that out between now and April. But we're going to get a wait list going. So look for, in this video, there should be a graphic to tell you what to do. Go ahead and submit your information, and then it'll probably be me personally that's in touch with you, giving you updates along the way here over the course of the next couple of months. So in a nutshell, that's it. You know, we've been working on this 4 or 5 years. You know, we started here, went to here, and now we're here. Again, a lot of the improvements are inside. You can't see it. To point out a couple big things that we focused on, you know, the seal is super important. So we've improved the design of the seal in Gen 3. The other big thing is the grease that goes inside of these assemblies. And so we changed grease throughout the way. but more importantly, we changed the amount of grease that we put into the assembly as well as the locations that it goes into the assembly. Transparently, one of the issues that we saw in the field, both on race cars that got beaten up, but also just guys doing regular street driving and going to Cars and Coffee, was excess grease splurge, grease coming out of the race hub assembly. I don't want to speak for you, but for me, I'm very meticulous about the cleanliness of my vehicle. If I see grease on the inner fender wall or anywhere near the wheel, and many of us have expensive wheels on these cars, that's not making me very happy. So it was very concerning to folks. It didn't affirm performance, fit, form, functionality. It was just aesthetically concerning. So we dialed down the amount of grease that we're using. We optimized to be using the best kind of grease, and we changed the location where the grease goes inside the assembly. Truthfully, that's the biggest issue that we've had with the product. A couple other minor issues here and there, but nothing that necessitated major design changes. So that's a little more insight of the main thing that we've corrected. We did make all customers whole who had hubs that did splurge grease, replacements, credits, what have you. But we don't think we're going to have that issue with Gen 3. So got a couple of these out to really key people that have helped us along the way. They've gone out in the last week. Some of those will soon be going on to vehicles. We look forward to their feedback. And these are people that race basically every weekend. It's a big part of their life. And we think we've got it with Gen 3. But MPI is committed to continuous improvement, research development, and this will be an ongoing thing in open dialogue with our consumers. So that's a little bit of history. Big focal point for our automotive aftermarket offering, in addition to the other stuff that you can find on our website. Race season's coming up. Timing's worked out pretty good for us. We're confident in the product. We're confident in the price point. And again, just our thanks to the community who's helped us out along the way, and more importantly, been really patient with bringing these to market here. And again, these will be available on our website, mechanicalpower.net. Click on shop or on the picture of the automotive aftermarket parts. And just a reminder to those of you who are interested in Gen 3, try and get on that waiting list. And in a couple months, we're going to have a lot of product that we can sell to you. So thanks to everybody, and wishing everyone a good automotive season in 2026. Thank you.